Alrighty guys, what is going on? My name is Zante and welcome back to even more Dokkan. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about a story event in particular. It's not out right now, it hasn't been out for a while. It's a very old story event here. It's actually, we got to go to the Portal of Memories. It is right here, Resurrection F. Now, why am I talking about this? It's a super old story event. This came out in May of 2015, so it's a very old story event. Much like the Battle of Gods story event before it got its revamp. If we just take a look at the information, you can see how it's very clumsy. The explanations are kind of unhelpful for the most part. It's not as self-explanatory as you would like. And even it doesn't give you stones for doing every single stage in it. It will give you stones for clearing these certain stages with all difficulties. So there are 6 here, and it will reward you 1 each, and there's 3 difficulties, so 18 stones are available in total. So why are we talking about this? Well, I believe that this story event is on its way to getting a revamp, especially if Battle of Gods got a revamp. We could possibly see them doing a revamp of this whenever they decide to drop a dual Dokkanfest for Resurrection F characters. And I can talk about that in depth while I do this, but actually, before we even talk about that. So the stages here are listed that you can get stones from. Ginyu Force Rules, Third Transformation, Beyond, or Battle of Ultra Evolution, A Trial Beyond Divinity, The End of the Battle Beyond Gods, and Full Power Whis. So this requires story keys. As you can see here, I have quite a lot. I have 144. There are some missions currently. Clear Portal of Memories 3 times. I already did that. I'm gonna collect that actually. 2 incredible hourglasses. That's actually really nice. But once this story event gets its revamp, much like the Battle of Gods story event, it gets taken down, and it's so that it can be updated. But you can't get these stones anymore, so I definitely think it's a smart idea for people, especially now, considering that the 5th year anniversary is coming, in 3 weeks? Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, give or take, depending on when they decide to release it. Whether it be the 7th of July, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, or even earlier than that. I think it's definitely a good idea to grab the stones now, and that way you're not only preparing for the 5th year anniversary, but you're also going to be prepared for when this story event gets its revamp. I'm gonna use my Realm of Gods team with a physical Beerus, because why not? It doesn't really matter what team you use. This is gonna be extremely overkill, considering. Yeah, no, get these to level 120, noob. Yeah, I know, but but yeah, you can clear this with a much weaker team, especially on even Z hard's not that hard. It might be for extremely new players, but even I was an extremely new player. I've only started playing around 6 months ago, so I did get a little bit lucky though, so I guess I could be a little bit of an exception. But I was talking about a possible dual Dokkanfest for Resurrection F characters, where they do a whole thing where it's we get the story events revamp and such, maybe for the medals to awaken those characters. But what I think could be most realistic is you would have maybe, you can have LRs, you can even an LR, but it's the first unit would be a Frieza that starts as full power, and then he turns into his golden Frieza form, and then the other unit would be a Goku and Vegeta exchange unit, where you start off as Goku in his Super Saiyan Blue form, and then when you exchange to Vegeta, it shows Goku getting shot in the chest and everything, and then Vegeta steps in, And then after you switch to Vegeta, then there's an active skill that's possible where, you know, Vegeta basically gets the planet destroyed because Frieza blows up the planet, and then Whis turns back time, and then Goku does his Kamehameha, and it does like ridiculous amounts of damage. So in a way, it would be kind of like the Nappa and Vegeta card that is currently only on JP will be coming to Global. Yeah, I think that is a pretty realistic thing. I don't think that's like too out of the realm of questioning. And I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that we could use more exchange units. But when if they decide to do something like that, I definitely think that this story event will be revamped. And like the movie stuff needs more love in the first place. We just don't have much in the way of good Resurrection F cards to begin with. Like, yeah, I can't really think, like, there's the Tech Blue Vegeta, who is the worthy rival sub-lead, 120%. He's a really good card, but yeah, like, that's all I can really think of. But it's definitely worth doing this for the stones to begin with. It's only 18 stones. It might not seem like a lot. You don't even need to, you know, do all the stuff for, like, farm. Like, you need to worry about farming all the units and stuff. You probably wouldn't be able to do that, even with, like, 100 keys. You probably would need even more than 100 keys, which is just pretty crazy when you think about it. The only thing I suggest is that when you're doing this, you just kind of look around first to make sure that there's no forced battles and that you're going around as much as you can to avoid them. I hate those forced battles. It reminds me of when I was farming this story for Vegito Blue, the free-to-play one that you see on the team right now. Oh man, I hated that. I hated that so much. But yeah, this is just super solid. This is something that you can do really, like, brain dead in a way. It is kind of a pain, I guess. And if you don't have a lot of keys, I will say this. So in that video I made for preparing for the 5th year anniversary, I guess this video also could be considered like the same thing. But what was I about to say? I'm sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. But in that video, there was a special currency. Well, I was talking about how you could buy Elder Kais for special currency, being blood rubies, and then sleeping princesses, and then Ran statues. Those 3 were from the LR Goku and Arale story events where you can farm them. But there were also, besides Elder Kais, there were like Kai medals in the shop, so Supreme Kai and Elder Kai medals, Z swords, I believe, and other stuff. But there were also, for at least 2 of them, it was the sleeping princesses and the Ran statues. In those shops, they were selling 10 story keys. Yeah, like the ones that you use for this, you know, what I'm using right here to be able to access this event and farm these stones. There are 1 of the currency each, so 1 Ran statue or 1 sleeping princess to be able to, for 1 key. So you can get up to 10. There were 10 in the shop. So I didn't have enough time to farm enough Ran statues and sleeping princesses to be able to buy Elder Kais with them. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get the story keys, and yeah, so that's what I did, and kind of happy I did it. So that way, you know, having some story keys is always nice, but definitely use them. This is a good, you know, this is a really good justification to use some of them, because you want to grab these stones. So in a way, this could be considered 5th year anniversary preparation. But so, all right. So what is the next one that I have to keep an eye out for? 3rd transformation. I know that these 3, I believe, they all are in a row, so you can just do all 3 of those in a row. But you don't need to do every single stage in all difficulty, so you can save yourself some keys. You just do the normal difficulty, which is 1 key, and then it'll unlock the next stage, and then you can just keep going until you reach ones where you need to farm for stones, and then keep going. Oh, and there's a force battle there. That sucks. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. The story events, it's The rewards from the story events, I believe, were like a bunch of golden Friezas of different typings. And, you know, that's not entirely spectacular. So you know, there are better places to farm golden Frieza now. There's the Resurrection F story event, or not the. That's what this is. There was the Broly movie. I am like so out of it right now. Oh my god. Yes, there is the Broly movie that drops a Frieza that can Dokkan Awaken into Golden Frieza. There is one of the Universal Survival Saga story events that has a SR Frieza final form in Hell when he's in the cocoon, where he can become Golden Frieza. I believe that is Angel Golden Frieza though, so he wouldn't work for just regular Golden Frieza. But yeah. So it's really just self-explanatory to farm these stones with these keys. Even if you don't have enough to complete it, I mean, you should definitely use as many as you can, even if just use them all up to be able to grab all the stones. As you can see here, I'm just breezing through it. I can actually, you know, go one with like a kind of ragtag team, or I'll just go with a completely free-to-play team pretty much. So that way, you guys can see that it's completely doable, even with just a free-to-play team. Oh, well, that was a mistake of what orbs I was trying to grab, but... So if you're just thinking like, oh, look, he's running physical Beerus, LR Beerus, and Whis, you know, just a whole bunch of Dokkanfest, you know, well, older Dokkanfest units, and like LRs and such, like, you don't really need all that. You can just run, you know, like a normal free-to-play team. So that's what I will do. I will hop into another one with a free-to-play team. So, yeah, I'll probably actually use the team. I believe, oh, that's one of the stages that has stones, isn't it? Oh, it's not, it's third transformation. It's probably the one after this. So, boom. Alright, so what am I gonna do here? What was I using for farming LR Krillin? I was using Vegeta's family, right? STR. Yeah, we'll just run that as a friend leader, and then where is it? Here. Yeah, these are all free-to-play units here. This is free-to-play, 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 free-to-play. So, boom, we'll go in, and we will beat this. I mean, we are on easy, but I mean, Z hard isn't. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at this. This is total. Like, wait. I can actually avoid them, right? Okay, go this way. And then go here, up here, and like that. Oh yeah, thank Lord. I was like, my heart sank. I'm like, oh my god, no. Like, what a disaster. Definitely have to be careful to avoid all of the. I don't care if I get hit by a trap. I mean, for some of you, it might be a problem. Oof, I'm gonna take a lot of damage here. Ooh, if I roll like a. Oh, okay, I rolled a 4. Oh, I'm taking a lot of damage here. It's okay. You can just use a Senzu Bean or something before the fight. Boom. I can actually avoid some damage like this. Uh-oh. Yeah, so, I mean, even if this is like a scenario that happens to you. Wow. Come on, don't roll a 1 here. So, just use a Senzu Bean. And you're completely okay. So just go on ahead, fight the boss. It's gonna be super easy. But yeah, the gist of the video here, through all my rambling, is that this story event is, I think, going to be the next one. If not, he's gonna be like one of the next ones to get a revamp, much like Battle of Gods. So you definitely want to collect the stones that you can from this event before it gets revamped, because if you don't, you'll miss out on these stones. They'll just be gone forever. And yeah, I mean, 18 stones isn't like a little number. Boom, one shot, he's dead. So just think of it as 5th year anniversary prep if you like to. Just bolster your stone numbers. But I think that's about it. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Zante. Hope you found the video, informative or useful. Until next time though, guys, I will see you guys later.